They called him a hero, a symbol of freedom, a global icon. But what if I told you there was a time when he was labeled a terrorist? A man the world celebrates today was once locked away and nearly forgotten. So how did a prisoner become a president? And more importantly, what did it cost him? Long before the speeches, before the crowds, before history remembered his name, Nelson Mandela was just a boy growing up in a small rural village in South Africa. No electricity, no luxury, just open land, tradition, and discipline. He was born into royalty, but not the kind you're thinking. His father was a local chief, but when Mandela was still young, everything changed. His father died, and suddenly his path became uncertain. But even then, something stood out. Mandela didn't just want to live within the system, he wanted to understand it, and eventually challenge it. When he moved to the city, reality hit hard. Racism wasn't just present, it was law. Apartheid controlled everything: where you lived, where you worked, who you could be. And Mandela, he refused to accept it. But standing up came at a cost. He was watched, followed, arrested. Even people close to him began to fear what he was becoming, because the deeper he went into resistance, the more dangerous his life became. And then he made a decision that would change everything. Mandela helped form a resistance movement, not peaceful protest alone, but armed resistance. To many, this crossed a line. To him, it was the only option left. But that decision, it led straight to his downfall. He was captured, put on trial, and faced a sentence that could end his life. And in that courtroom, he said something that shocked the world. He was willing to die for his beliefs. But instead of death, he got something far worse. 27 years. That's how long Mandela spent in prison. Think about that. 27 years locked away from the world. No freedom, no voice, no guarantee he'd ever leave. But here's what most people don't realize. Prison didn't break him, it transformed him. He studied, reflected, watched his enemies closely, and slowly, the man they tried to silence became stronger than ever. But outside those prison walls, something unexpected was happening. The world was starting to listen. As Mandela's name spread globally, he became a symbol. But symbols carry weight, pressure, expectations. And inside prison, he was still just a man. A man missing his family, watching his children grow up without him. A man who sacrificed everything for people he couldn't even see. And when he finally walked free, the world expected a hero. But what they didn't know was how close everything came to collapsing. South Africa was on the edge of chaos, violence, anger, division. After decades of oppression, revenge felt inevitable. Mandela had every reason to fight back, to take power by force, to settle the score. But what he did next shocked everyone. Instead of revenge, Mandela chose forgiveness. He sat down with the very people who imprisoned him, negotiated peace, and led a divided nation toward unity, not through power, but through restraint. It wasn't the easy path, it was the hardest one possible. And somehow, it worked. Nelson Mandela didn't just become president, he redefined leadership. He showed the world that true strength isn't about control, it's about forgiveness. His story inspired millions, leaders, activists, ordinary people. And even today, his decisions continue to shape how the world sees justice and humanity. Because sometimes the strongest man in the room is the one who chooses peace when war feels easier. Would you choose forgiveness or revenge?